Hello, and welcome to Decades, the show that tests the reach of millennial knowledge. I'm your host, Dani. Let's see who we've got competing today. Contestant 1, what's your name and what's your major?
I'm Sophia, and I am a film and international studies double major.
Thanks, Sophia. Contestant 2?
I'm Christina, and I'm a graphic design major.
Thanks, Christina. Contestant
I'm
3.
Tina, and I'm a history major.
Great. Well, looks like we got a great group of contestants. So, who's ready to play?
We are. Yes.
So, here's how the game works. Each round covers a decade. I'll ask you 2 questions each round, one about pop culture and one about news. Whoever buzzes first gets to answer. If you get it right, you get the points. If not, your opponents have the chance to steal. We go further back in time with the questions, and the questions will be worth more and more points. The 2 contestants with the most points at the end of the round will get into the speed round. We'll start in the 2010s and finish in the 1950s to test your knowledge of the decades. So let's begin. First, let's start with some pop culture in the 2010s. In 2016, Kanye West came out with this provocative music video that caused celebrity backlash from A-list celebrities. What was the song's title? Sophia?
Famous.
That is correct. On to the news. In 2010, this company caused the biggest oil spill in history. Tina?
BP.
That is correct. All right, that's that for the 2010s. Moving on to the 2000s, let's start with some key events. During this time, for the news, our first question is, during the terrorist attacks of 9/11, where did the plane crash in Pennsylvania? Sophia?
Shanksville.
That is correct. Moving on to pop culture, this online news and social network was launched in 2006.
Twitter.
That is correct. Since our contestants were born in the 90s, we're throwing it back to the 90s. First, for pop culture, this 90s classic starring Alicia Silverstone was loosely based on Jane Austen's novel, Emma. Yes.
Clueless.
That is correct. For the news category, in 1996, this sheep was the first animal to ever be cloned. What was her name? Yes. Sophia.
Dolly.
That is correct. All right, we're doing great. On to the 1980s. First, for 1980s pop culture, which Hollywood heartthrob of the Hollywood Golden Age died of AIDS in 1985? Tina?
Freddie Mercury.
That is incorrect. Sophia?
Was it Rock Hudson?
That is correct. Next, we're moving on to the news. What year did the last of the Berlin Wall come down? Sophia?
1989.
That is also correct. Great job. Well, that's that for the 1980s. Let's move over to Barry and find out what these scores are.
All right, so Sophia is way in the lead with 70 points. Christina and Tina actually are tied for 15 points each. So you guys got to catch up. We need this to get kind of conflicting. So.
All right, thanks, Barry. Now, when we get back, we'll go into the 70s. Stay around for after our commercial break.
First day of the challenge, feeling hyped? Feeling good after a nice back day. This was a Tuesday, which are back days. Hopefully, this will continue. Feeling weird today. Didn't do any cardio at the legs. Don't skip leg day. Hopefully, I'll get used to this. At the shoulders and arms, you can see I got a nice pump going. Feeling confident. I'm doing this. Haven't gone down in reps yet. Hopefully that stays the same. Day 4 is chest day. I felt awkward today. I did one less rep of 185. Today I'm feeling pretty normal. Just did arms, so cardio is not really a big factor in doing arms. I've been doing cardio for months now, and cutting it off is starting to kick in. After deadlifts, I was dead. I couldn't do anything else. I'm happy that the challenge is over.
It's day 1 of my week-long Fitbit challenge. Got my Fitbit Alta right here. So far so good. I went to an exercise class this morning, which was great, and I just walked home from work in the rain. Walked 18,000 steps or 7.2 miles today. So I'm feeling really, really good. It's not even 1 p.m. and my Fitbit told me that I already hit my step goal for today, so it's pretty awesome. I just went to a high-intensity interval training class with my Fitbit, of course. I've been sitting a lot today, so I'm really glad I went to the gym. I haven't been moving a lot, but my Fitbit has this feature where if I don't get 250 steps in an hour, it'll buzz and tell me to move. While I was running, I hit my daily step goal. So another great day, feeling pretty good. This week has gone really fast, but my Fitbit definitely helped motivate me, especially when I saw that I hadn't moved much or when I was really close to my goal.
And we're back. Just a reminder, I'd like to thank Hard Rock Cafe for sponsoring this show. So, before we get started in the 70s round, I want to know what decade each of you would go back in time to. Sophia?
Ooh, a hard question. I would say maybe the 60s for the culture and, just world events that were happening at that time.
What a wise answer. Christina?
Definitely the 80s, because I'm obsessed with 80s music.
A lot of fun. And Tina?
Ooh, I definitely love the class of the 20s.
I'm totally with you on that. I would also go back to the 20s, which is why I'm wearing some 20s stylish hats. Just one. In any event, so let's go back to the 70s. So for pop culture, our first question is, in 1974, this handsome, charismatic serial killer began his killing spree. What was his name? Tina?
Ted Bundy.
That is correct. For news, in 1970, this college campus's peaceful protest resulted in 4 students left dead. Tina?
Kent State.
That is correct. Now, let's head over to the 1960s. Medicare was passed in what year for 1960s? Yes.
65.
That is correct. Now, to move over to some pop culture. In 1969, this American sitcom revolving around a blended family with 6 children aired its pilot episode. Sophia?
The Brady Bunch.
That is correct. You guys are doing great. Now we're turning up the difficulty and heading into our final round in the 1950s. For news, in 1953, this American couple was executed for conspiracy to commit espionage. Who were they?
The Rosenbergs.
That is correct. For pop culture, in 1955, San Bernardino, California became the first home to this famous fast food franchise. Christina?
McDonald's.
That is also correct. All right, thanks for playing. Let's check in with Barry to see our scores.
And that escalated very quickly. All right, so Sophia has 110 points. Christina has 105, and Tina takes the lead with 125 points. Also, this is brought to you by Hard Rock Cafe in DC, who were awesome to sponsor us. So thank you. But yeah, Tina is in the lead. So there you go.
Great. Thanks so much, Barry. Well, it looks like it was a close call, but Christina and Tina, you will be going on to the speed round. Sophia, thank you so much for playing, and the Hard Rock DC would like to give you...
In second place.
Sophia's in second place. Yeah. I'm so sorry. So sorry about that. Christina, thank you so very much for playing. The Hard Rock DC gives you this lanyard. Sophia and Tina, you will be going on to the final round. I don't know.
I was like, that's fine, I'll go.
It really doesn't surprise me either.
3, 2.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Decades. We're about to go into our speed round. So this is how it works. I'll ask you a question and you'll have 2 seconds to give the right answer. You keep going until you get one wrong. If you do, the question goes to your opponent and they keep going until they get it wrong. Then it goes back to you and so on and so forth. Are you guys ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, great. First question. So we have Tina in the lead. So we'll begin with Tina. Who was the original host of American music performance show American Bandstand?
Dick Clark.
That is correct. Which author wrote the hit series Twilight?
Stephanie Meyer.
That is also correct. Who played Phil in the Disney Channel series Phil of the Future?
I don't know.
Sophia?
Is it Ricky Ullman?
That is correct. Which 1960s hit show revolved around a motley crew that was shipwrecked?
Gilligan's Island.
That is also correct. In 1988, the longest running show on Broadway premiered in the Majestic Theater. What show?
Phantom of the Opera.
That is correct. Who assassinated President Kennedy in 1963?
Lee Harvey Oswald.
That is also correct. Who replaced President Richard Nixon in 1972?
Gerald Ford.
Correct. Which did President-elect Donald Trump appoint to his chief strategist?
Steve Bannon.
That is correct. Well, nicely done, everyone. Let's turn to Barry for the final score.
Hang on, Barry needs a second. Hang on. All right, went to 5. All right, there you go. So Sophia wins with 170 points, and Tina is second place with 145. So there you go.
All right, well, thank you. Sophia, Tina, thank you so much for playing. Sophia, in first place, you are awarded this Hard Rock Cafe t-shirt along with a Hard Rock Cafe gift card.
Oh, excellent.
So here you go.
Thank you.
And Tina, here is your Hard Rock Cafe beanie.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I guess millennials know more than you think. I'm Dani at Decade Kids. Thank you so much for watching. I know what I don't want to do, am I?